All right, so um, just wrapped up trade number 3, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Was that trade number 3? I think that was trade number 3. So this is the third phase of the 2X project on QUOTEX. The trade that you just saw was trade number 3. So that is in the bag. That trade was just now on the Euro Swiss, which is this market here. I was actually observing about 4 different markets at the same time. I was looking at this New Zealand also. And I had these other 2 markets up as well on the Aussie, one on the Aussie US and one on the Aussie CAD. So the Euro Swiss, during this observation, by now you should have a pretty good understanding of what it is that we ultimately wait for. Regardless of what is going on as far as the project goes, I don't care what trade it is. I don't care what the number of the trade is. I don't care which phase we're in. We happen to be in phase 3. So this phase of the 2X project had a starting balance of 778. And you can see up here what the current balance is, and we're 3 trades in. So again, I will continue to reiterate the fact that we're always waiting for the market to stabilize and for the market ultimately to create a cycle of behavior. I do realize that many of you who are watching these videos and many of you who have been following the project are not in my training. The one thing that I can say for sure is when you do get into training with me, things will elevate for you instantly. And why do I say that? Well, because if you've been following this project, you're already being prepared and you're being given the foundation and the basics that you'll need to understand the components of the training when you ultimately decide to get into training. And yes, training is $100 per month. If you sign up through PayPal, and it's $1,000 for the year if you signed up through Cash App. So you save about 2 months by signing up for the year. Is that a lot of money? Absolutely not. I would say just about every one of you who, are watching this project and have been following me, you can afford the training. That's not the issue. Your problem is not whether or not you can afford it. Your problem is whether or not you want to commit to it. And why do I, even say that? Well, because you need to commit to the thing that is going to elevate you to the level that you need to be at in order to achieve what your ultimate goal is. And if you're watching this, I already know what your ultimate goal is. You want to be financially free. The way to become financially free is by having a skill set that you can apply pretty much at any given time and achieve success. That's what a skill set is. You know, it's like a plumber. A plumber who knows his trade and has developed the skill in that field will always be in position to make money, even if he doesn't have a job. He doesn't need to have a job because he has a skill set. Now, of course, he can work for someone, he can work for a company, but he can also not work for a company and still apply his skill set and make money. And it's the same principle with this. But the plumber becomes a plumber. You don't just snap your fingers and you have plumbing skills. Just like you don't snap your finger in any profession and have the skill set for that profession. It takes time and it takes training. You have to learn. You have to apply what you learn in the field to gain experience. Yeah, do y'all see where I'm going? And this is for those of you who think that you don't need training. This is for those of you who are still out here buying signal services, buying strategies, or trying to figure everything out on your own, and you're not having any success. You need to admit that you need to actually learn the skill set required to be successful in trading. And if you don't admit that to yourself, you'll never be able to do it, period. So, you know, the way that you learn anything is to learn from someone who is experienced in that thing. Fortunately for you guys, you have someone who is experienced with this trading profession, and I'm talking about decades of experience, and able to utilize a platform that's relevant right now. So it's not like, you know, I learned how to trade in an old school way or old school methods. I learned from the market, and the market is always right now. The market is always in real time. And I try my best to explain to you guys that you need to observe the market. You don't need a strategy. You don't need a bunch of signals. None of that is going to work for you anyway, because you know why? You're not going to apply it the way that it is intended to be applied because of your mindset. This is why mindset is a part of my training. The first thing I tell folks to do before they even get into training is to watch the 301 Mindset video on this channel, on this same YouTube channel. I tell them to watch that video and to work on their mindset even before they start thinking about trading. And why is that? Well, because you need to develop the right habits and you need to break the wrong ones that you have already. And I assure you that you have bad habits. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. I know that you have bad habits that you need to break ASAP. For some of you, it's greed. For some of you, it's impatience. For some of you, it is anxiety. For some of you, it's over trading. For all of you, it's being hard-headed. And basically being hard-headed is the reason that you haven't even signed up for training yet. You're hard-headed. You think that, oh, I don't need that. I ain't paying no $100 a month. Okay. And that's just fine. See, and the reason that I'm only charging that much is because it seems like a lot to some people, and to others, they realize that it ain't a lot. So it's kind of like in the middle. $100 is in the middle, because the first thing that you think about is, well, what am I spending $100 on now that's more valuable than this? And if you actually think about that, it ain't much, unless it's food, which you need. You got to eat. So the only thing I would say has the equivalent of value is food. But the food that you buy with that money is just temporary anyway. It's just for now. So $100 worth of food, once that food is gone, you got to buy another $100 worth of food. So my point is that training is something that you need. It's not optional. And until you understand that, you are just going to keep having the same issues that you're having now in your trading. So, this is not about me trying to get something from you. This is about you getting something from me. And the bottom line is you're going to pay for it. It ain't going to be free. See, the free stuff is what I'm giving you now. And you can take the free stuff and you can learn a great deal from it. In fact, you're building your foundation now from my free content. Right now, you're building your foundation. You are acquiring the basic information and the basic knowledge for the skill set. You're learning how to observe the market. If you watch these videos all the way through, I'm teaching you how to observe. I teach you how to do it. You see me placing markers. You see me placing these alerts in different spots on the chart. You see me looking at how the candles are being created. You hear me talking about what the wicks on the candles mean, what the color of the candles mean, what the sizes of the candles mean. Think about how much you're learning from me for free. What do you think is going to happen when you elevate and you actually get into training and really take this seriously with the foundation I've already given you? So, in this commentary, I don't even know why I started talking about this, but obviously it's necessary for me to discuss this because I'm talking about it. I don't know who this is for in particular, and it's really not for anyone in particular. It's for everybody to listen to, because some of you think the way that I'm actually referring to. Oh, I don't need that. I got everything I need from the free content. All right, I hope you do. I hope you're able to take everything that I'm showing you and teaching you in these videos and become successful. I really do. Is it likely to happen? No. Why not? Well, because you're not going to break your habits. You're not going to stop the things that you do now that are the reason that you're not successful. You're not going to be held accountable. Uh-oh. One of the biggest components of training is being held accountable. How do we hold ourselves accountable? Recording. Posting in the group with other students who are also recording and posting in the group. That's called accountability. If you're in the group with us and you say, or you have a question about something, your question cannot be validated without accountability. Oh, well, I took a trade and the market did this and it was moving this way first, and then I saw it do this. Okay, so we're just supposed to take your word for what you say the market was doing. And you don't have a recording to confirm anything that you're saying. That ain't going to work. See, in our group, you have to have a recording. Otherwise, all we're going to do is tell you, well, you need to start recording. But you can't get feedback for something that you are telling us you did. You get the feedback for something that you show us that you did with a recording. So these are the elements of why you need to train. You need to be held accountable. Otherwise, you'll be out of control like you are now. Some of y'all don't even need to trade because you're going to overtrade. Some of you don't need to trade because you're going to be anxious and greedy. You're going to win a few trades, then you want to increase the size of your trades. You're just wrong. And what happens is when you lose, now you need someone or something to blame. So you're either going to blame the platform, right? Or you're going to blame whoever you bought signals from or whoever you bought a strategy from. You're going to blame them. Oh, well, this strategy is supposed to work 90% of the time. But I had 2 losing trades in a row. I don't think this works. Just because you had 2 consecutive losing trades doesn't mean that it doesn't work. Why were you in those 2 trades? Ouch, I know. See, and you see what happens here. I tell you the truth. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you absolutely need to hear, and I'm going to direct you to what you need to do. I mean, and it's very simple what you need to do. You need to train, period. And you need the training that's going to actually elevate your skill set. It's going to allow you to acquire the skill set that you need to be profitable in this industry. And you need to elevate that. So in other words, it needs to be an ongoing thing. See, it's not a one-shot deal. And this is, again, why I price the training low. $100 a month ain't shit. People think that's a lot of money. If that's a lot of money to you, you really got an issue. I can name a bunch of stuff right now you spend $100 a month on or more. That is just you throwing money literally out the window. That's not bringing you back anything. You're getting no ROI on that money spent. You can name a bunch of stuff right now. So it ain't that. It's not that you can't afford it. You can afford it. What it is you're not serious yet, and you need to be serious. Not only do you need to be, you have to be. It's not an option. So that's the part that you guys don't understand yet, but you will. Because what you're going to continue to see here is more of the same. It's interesting because when I started on this platform, I put out a video that was over an hour. And I think it showed me starting with a $300 balance, and I took it to over 1,000 or something like that. And now I'm doing a project. I started with less. Started with $190. And as of this video right now, the balance is over 1,000. And not only did I show you the trade, I showed you the observation that led up to the trade.
I'm focused, man.
So you got an opportunity to see everything I was looking at, which markets I'm looking at, what I'm doing on the charts. Then I break down what I did and what I was looking at. I'm breaking down what movement and behavior I'm looking for and waiting for. I'm breaking it all down in all of these videos for free, showing you that not only can you do it, but this is how you do it. Showing you how. And you have to excuse me. This basically just tells you about yourself. because I don't understand when you guys message me what it is that you want. Folks message me literally every day. Oh, Mark, I saw what you were doing on QUOTEX. I love the videos. But you know, when I'm on the chart, for some reason, the market seems to, you know, move the other way after I enter. Well, I talk about why it does that. I talk about reversal energy in all of these recordings. I talk about instability, which is another word for reversal energy. And reversal energy is self-explanatory. Reverse. In other words, starts out going one way, it ends up going the other. Reverse. So if that movement is present, that's why when you entered your trade, the market did that, because that energy was already there. Your problem is you have not developed the ability to see it beforehand. So when you enter, you're entering with the expectation and off of the basis of the market moving in your direction, not moving against you, right? So when it moves against you, you're surprised. In fact, you're shocked. Oh man, I don't know why that happened. When I see Mark's trades, you know, his trades don't do that, which is not true. I've been in many trades where the market moved against the position. Many trades. But I'm aware of why it's doing that, you see? So this is where observation comes in. Your ability to see the market. You can only do that by observing it. And that's why when you watch all of these videos all the way through, you see how I'm seeing the market. And that is building your foundation. See, it's preparing you for what you actually need to elevate, which is the training. So in any case, these videos are very powerful. They're very informative, they're educational, and they really are a prerequisite to the training that you ultimately need in order to become truly successful in this industry. More specifically, using this platform, even though what I'm teaching can be applied on any platform, because we're not applying the platform. We're applying the market knowledge on the platform. Before I used QUOTEX, I was on Nadex. Before I found Nadex, I used Forex platforms. TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim, all other type of platforms, futures platforms. Finally, you know, in my youth, learned that it was the market movement, and understanding that that's what leads to you being successful when you trade. So now here we are today. Look at the level that we're on and our understanding. It's so elevated that it's beyond people. They don't get it. They're like, oh my God, I don't understand how he's able to do that. When I'm telling you how, I'm creating whole video projects for you to go back and watch. These videos are in a playlist on YouTube. You can go back to the first video and start from scratch and watch all of these videos all the way through. And don't fast forward either. I don't care if the observation was an hour and a half or 2 hours. Watch the whole thing. Why? Because you're going to build your foundation that way. This is powerful stuff, man. Very powerful stuff. All right, so anyway, let me wrap this up because this laptop battery is about to die. So again, this video represents trade number 3 of phase 3 of the 2X project on QUOTEX, starting balance of 778. All right, so you'll know what it is. Mark Fuller, TeamAlliance. I will see you guys on the next one. Love, peace, and soul. I'm out.
Dom the Monko, Dom the Monko,